R&B legend Usher goes on The View, and just like all the other brothers before him, he now had to fight off The View, and because they're trying to put him in a box and make him be a political spokesperson for their Democratic friends, and it's just the same old tired thing with The View. You remember when Killer Mike went on the show and they basically crucified him?
You got some attention recently for being somewhat critical of President Biden, saying you weren't ready to endorse him yet. What's your holdup there?
What's my holdup? Well, first of all, I think everyone should focus on hyper-local. We get caught up in the soap opera of federal elections, and that's fine. But if you are concerned with the federal election, you don't know who your city council or your wardsman is, you don't know who your mayor is, and you don't have a good list of state representatives or governor, then you're just a part of whoever wins the Super Bowl. In my community, I have a push for trades. That's why I support organizations like Georgia Youth Build. I support organizations like Next Level Boys Academy, because they usher our boys. I need my daughters to be able to marry somebody. Right. So, and even in that case, I have said, okay, this governor's doing a good job. In terms of nationally, I'm just kind of doing what my grandfather said, staying out of white folks' business and watching what happens. I'm going to see what happens. If there's a candidate that pops up around September, October that needs a push that's really in policy, wise is good for us, going to jump up. But for right now, I just don't want to be involved in the soap opera because I'm much too concerned about what's going on in Atlanta on a hyper-local level.
That's so
you lost me a little bit with your support of Kemp, but let me tell you this.
Not support of Kemp.
Some of his policies.
That's some misinformation. You cannot like me, but don't lie on me. I saw someone I really respect, a black woman who's a commentator.
So you don't support him, you like his policies.
Well, I support
some specific ones he named.
Beyond it, he's the governor of my state, so I have to be involved with him because I can't divorce myself. But let me say this. If you criticize someone, don't lie. Don't say I didn't support Abrams, because I did. Don't say that I don't support Democrats, because I've helped get 3 Democratic mayors elected. I've helped get 2 state representatives elected. But if someone is in the king's seat, I'm not going to not have dinner with the king on behalf of my people. I have to do that.
Let me just point some of Biden's achievements out for the black community, right?
See how Sonny did that there? She wasn't interested at all in what Killer Mike was talking about. He told about all the programs that he supported. He told about all the Democratic candidates that he had supported in the past because he thought they were good for the community. And she went right to doing what she does. Curry voted for the Democratic Party, but I want you to understand it's worse than that. The View is a propaganda organization, a propaganda entity there for only one purpose. Not to entertain you, not to talk smack, entertaining, titillating news. It's there to usher you into the Democratic Party. That's the only reason why it exists. That's their sole purpose. That's the top line agenda. Anything else that The View does, it's just window dressing. Consider the way they treated The Rock. Not because he endorsed Trump, but he just said he didn't want to endorse this time.
On Fox and Friends, superstar Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was asked about, he was asked about putting his weight behind Joe Biden in the last election. So watch.
Am I happy with the state of America right now? Well, that answer is no. Do I believe we're going to get better? I believe in that. I'm an optimistic guy, and I believe we can get better. The endorsement that I made years ago with Biden was one I thought was the best decision for me at that time. Am I going to do that again this year? That answer is no. I'm not going to do that, because what I realized, what that caused back then was something that tears me up in my guts back then and now, which is division.
So a couple of questions. First of all, he's entitled to do whatever the hell they want.
And he's been quite political. I agree with you. And he's been very engaged and very involved. I do think we're living in a time where we have someone running for president that is an existential threat to democracy. Right? That is where we are at. Someone who has 88, criminal charges, 4 indictments, someone that has vowed to be a dictator on the very first day
I don't think you can make it any clearer. The View is not an entertainment show. It is a mechanism to speak to you about politics. It is to push you, corral you like cattle into the Democratic Party bosom, on the Democratic Party ranch, on the Democratic Party plantation. That's the goal. In fact, I go a step further. The View is the closest thing we have to state-sponsored TV. It is political party sponsored television. Sunny is not a commentator. She is a political operative for the Democratic Party. Whoopi is no longer an entertainer. She is a political operative for the Democratic Party. Anna Navarro, political operative for the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, where it meets with corporate interests, uniparty. In fact, they all are. They're for the elites and for the establishment. One of the worst displays of the View's propaganda work for the Democratic Party had to be with Charlamagne the God. I don't find myself feeling sorry for Charlamagne the God. Luck has been really good to him. I mean, the Democratic Party has been really good for him. Right after this interview on The View, he started bringing Angela Rye with him places, just to keep him out of trouble. Remember this?
Let's get real. Now, you have a massive platform reaching millions of listeners, and you and I have talked about this before. You endorsed Joe Biden back in 2020, but this time around, you say you're not going to endorse anybody. Charlamagne, now is not the time, in my opinion, to sit this one out.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say that. I never said I was sitting it out.
What you gonna do?
I'm definitely voting in November, but what I like to focus on is issues, not individuals. Like, you know, when
but
you
why not endorse?
Huh?
Why not endorse Biden?
Because if I'm sitting here telling my listeners that, you know, you have somebody out there who is a threat to democracy, you have somebody out there who said they want to, you know, suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. You saw this person, you know, try to lead an attempted coup of this country, and I'm telling people that this guy is a threat to democracy. Have you ever read Project 25?
I thought they were going to waterboard the guy. Look how offended they are because he won't say what they want him to say the way they want him to say it.
There's only two candidates out there. So if I'm saying that about this individual, the choice is clear, right? And I've seen y'all do this on The View before. I saw y'all do this to Killer Mike when he was on The View. Why do y'all need us to say this if we don't feel comfortable saying it?
No, it's not that we need you to say it, but I think other folks need to hear because...
Rewind that right there. Right there. Play that again.
Why do y'all need us to say this if we don't feel comfortable saying it?
No, it's not that we need you to say it, but I think other folks need to hear.
Gotcha. It's not that we need you to say it for us. We need you to say it for all of them. For all these sheep out here, we're trying to get into the sheep thing. You know what I'm saying? The slaughterhouse. Yeah, man, it's real clear here, guys. Yeah, you can pretend not to know. You can close your eyes. You can say it's something else. But nah, that's what the purpose of the show is. The purpose of the show is to control your thoughts about politics. TV was built to run ads, to program you to buy stuff.
It even sounds strong.
No other towel is made like Bounty.
The View, its purpose is to sell you something too. They want you to buy the Democratic Party. They want you to buy the politicians they want you to buy.
I think it would be naive, and I think it would be dishonest for us to say that this president that we are looking at is the same person that we looked at in 2020. What I will say is, they say behind every great man is a great woman. Kamala Harris, as Anna said, is prepared. She's ready. She's presidential.
Sunny Hostin is brazen with her antics. She don't even play around. She does it right in your face. She throws Joe Biden under the bus to help her friend Kamala Harris. And you want me to believe that Sunny hasn't talked to Kamala offline before she did this segment? You want us to believe that the View's producers or people that run this show hadn't already communicated or coordinated this with the Democratic Party, with the DNC, with Kamala Harris's team? You know they did. You know that's the way this works. State-sponsored TV. America has its own version of Russia TV. It's political party corroborated, coordinated television programming, viewing.
It is very clear that they are ready to lock this down and move on.
I hope so.
I do wonder, when does Sanders get out? You know, does he take it to the convention? Does he get out after this
get out
debate?
now?
I do. I think it's time to sort of, you know, just everyone coalesce behind Biden.
Yeah, I agree.
It's horrible. Look at what they did to Usher, the singing guy.
Oh, great. They're very much about music and art. So you're supporting Kamala Harris in this election, I understand.
Yes.
Well, good for you. After the assault on the old guy last night, do you feel sorry for him or at all?
You know what? I feel sorry that I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was actually performing at Barclays and felt a little irresponsible to have 14 people's undivided attention on something that they really should have been focusing on, which was the debate.
You sing songs that makes people want to party, dance, or love each other, and they want him to be a Democratic sheep herder.
I always say that in this emergency that we're in, I think that behooves artists to come out and speak for Kamala against Donald Trump, because he is an existential threat to the country.
They want Usher to usher people to the Democratic Party for Kamala Harris.
Who you highlight and how you choose to highlight it on whatever platform you have is your prerogative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's right. Because really, you know, everybody is not built to do that.
Yes.
You know, everybody is not built to do it, and all you can do is hope that the people you revere have good sense, and they're going to be doing the same thing.
Usher did the best he could do here. I mean, he gave them what they wanted, but it's like they wanted more. Give us more. Man, shout out to Usher for standing your ground. You don't have to be a political spokesperson. You don't have to be D.L. Hughley or Steve Harvey or Ricky Smiley or any of these other sycophants, man. You ain't got to be Taylor Swift in it on this political stuff, selling your soul for political parties. You ain't got to do that. Just you did fine, man. My thing with The View is, it would be really dope if you guys stood for causes instead of parties. Yeah, what about standing up for poor people? Or standing up for people that are homeless? Or standing up for people that lost their jobs? Or standing up for people who are over jobs? Because you can have too many jobs, you know? Working 9 to 5 and then working another fill-in job and then doing Uber or Lyft, all that at the same time, and doing Instacart and other DoorDash, like all these jobs, just trying to make a living to take care of your family is tiresome. You could be about that life. Like, yo, we're going to represent and we're going to shine a light on causes. We're going to give some air and some attention to the issues that really impact people. But now instead, you rather throw in with the Democratic Party, make it all about politics, make it all about who's running, who's your friend. And Sunny Hostin is the worst display because her whole thing is she's just about Kamala. You see, I don't think that Sunny and the ladies at The View understand. Most houses, whether they be apartments, whether they be homes, single-family homes, or attached to ramblers or duplexes, most places where people live, they may not have a lot, or they may have everything. But you know what they all have in common? Most of them? A couch. Yeah, couch. And they can choose to sit their ass on the couch and not come out at all. And with people like you, why would they want to? You know? Unless it is to stick it to you. Yeah, I think you can push somebody so far that you make them bitter enough, they want to vote against your person. Because all they get to hear is you badgering. That gets tired after a while. People want revenge. What I'm trying to say is Whoopi and Sunny and Anna Navarro and the other two white chicks that are basically Democrats. And they prove that it's just one party, really, in Trump. Because they never go after Republicans the way they go after Trump, you know? Something about that Trumpy not supporting those wars and not falling in line has got them all riled up. People get to choose who they want to choose to support or not support. We got a lot of problems in this country. We should focus more on fixing those problems. And whoever's got a great idea to fix it instead of character assassination, which is what The View specializes in. I don't think The View is good for the communities, particularly the Black community. No one owns our vote unless we choose to give it to them. And then we could always take it away.